Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and this is going to be a questions and answer session from all the remarks and questions that I've seen from the post, especially mostly from the post that I shared that link to that video that Microsoft posted, which I personally find embarrassing, and I would have never put that online. So there's a lot of things in there. First of all is, of course, a lot of the impression of they're talking about something like the start menu and just and kind of not understanding a lot of the stuff we were talking about and wondering, yeah, so that's the way it is. Okay, that's how you decided something. And the I think one of the places where I kind of got into a little I question myself was when they say, well, you got to listen to people and the users, and it's like, yeah, I don't see where that happened here. But anyways, of course, one of the question was interesting was, how do we know if Microsoft actually has somebody really listening in and checking out? Well, our best ability for this is something called the Feedback Hub. Of course, the Feedback Hub is where you can rant your way to whatever you don't like, whatever you hate, whatever you'd like to change. So there's a lot of feedback going on here. There's a lot of stuff that people are actually asking. Now, there's stuff that's very cosmetic and very user geek, user environment. An example, things like update the new Paint app for Windows 11 to support dark mode. This is obviously not your average user, because the average user doesn't care about that. This is more the geek and enthusiasts that are asking something like that. So there are things like this that are more enthusiast oriented. There are things that are more focused on, productivity and how things could be rearranged. Like here, let me use settings to rearrange the order of the system tray icons in Windows 11, stuff like that. So there's stuff like that happens, and you can, of course, decide to simply, post your own comment or your own rant or your own suggestion by clicking the Give New Feedback right here. Now, look at the mess of this feedback. It's a mishmash of all sorts of things, and that's been a complaint that I've been having for a long time, and they still can't really have, of course, the first thing that you want to know is try to find any feedback that might be representing what you like. So, for example, taskbar, you can, just focus on taskbar and see what taskbar problems are people are having and stuff like that. But even focusing on that, it's all over the place, and there'll be probably in there 20, 30, 50, 100 posts that are similar or almost the same type of problem, and the aggregation of that information into something useful is difficult. And I think that's where the problem lies. It's not Microsoft not necessarily not listening. It's Microsoft not even being able to get our information of what we are going through. It's obvious that there's a big difference, and that it's obvious somebody somewhere is not seeing a lot of this stuff. We've seen it in the past with Windows 10. In Windows 10, how many times updates broke Windows 10? Feature updates particularly. And when you went to the feedback and started looking at the problems, users had reported those problems 6 months before, which meant if you see the feedback and you want to fix stuff, that should never have gone into a feature update. It's obvious you don't see the feedback. It's obvious you have no idea what's happening. I think it's still like that. I think nothing has changed in that manner. they still don't see the feedback correctly. So when you ask me a question like, well, how do we even know Microsoft, gets our feedback or wants to listen to it? I think they're having just a hard time really noticing anything, and it's obvious when you look at they have that web page where they have all the known issues. They list 3 known issues or 4 known issues. It's obvious that there aren't 4 little problems that are known issues. Overall, the millions of computers out there, there must be dozens and dozens of known issues. And it's obvious in the bug fixing updates. Every time we get the C updates, we are the bug fixes. We get a lot of fixes in there. That also is something that I have a hard time. I mean, there are small things that can be fixed and maybe don't require us to have a blog post. But by the number of problems, I'm surprised that that known issue page doesn't have more problems than it is actually showing us. A lot of problems are not acknowledged, and they are there because obviously, once again, the C updates are fixing it. And, I look at the comments here in my channel, and one of the things that I notice is when more than a couple of people mention the same problem, it's obvious there's a problem with that. You tell me, it broke this, but you're alone and nobody else is talking about it. Well, it could be something very unique to your machine. It could be something very unique with the way you use it, the programs you have installed, things that you do. But of course, when you see in one video that, there's 50 comments of, yeah, I got the same problem, it's obvious there's a problem there because a lot of people are aggregating there. They might have found the video because of the problem. And you see there's a problem there, but nobody really ever talked about it. One of them that I see constantly still coming on to, and that's supposed to be fixed, is the lack of the taskbar or an empty taskbar at upgrade process from Windows 10. And I still see some people coming over saying, I upgraded from Windows 10. I have gotten no taskbar. And for some, the registry, little registry hack that I posted works. For some, it doesn't. There's a lot of things that can be done maybe to fix it. So it's obvious that there's something there. But that's not part of the known issues from Microsoft. So, I think it's not they don't want to help or they don't want to fix something. I think they're just in the dark, not knowing a lot of problems. Another big problem with Microsoft, and that's part of the controversy, if you want, when you look at, the privacy and security stuff. There's the diagnostics and feedback. And we talked about that so many times. This is driving people crazy. And I got no problem with that. I have absolutely no reason and I don't think Microsoft's snooping on us. It's a nonsense. Still, it's a big part of what a lot of people think. And there's simple things they could have done to just, relax everybody on that. And one of it is, well, just give people that off button, no diagnostic data, and that's it. Instead, what they give us is, well, you can send only the required data, which means it only is the minimum amount. But this is besides the point of this video. What I want to mention here is I think they're relying on diagnostics data is not enough. They need more hands-on experienced people telling them, hey, this doesn't work. Once again, the Feedback Hub is supposed to do that. The Feedback Hub is where all of that is happening. I still don't agree with a lot of people saying, well, they fire so many engineers that were testing. I don't agree that is the reason why, for example, quality is down. And the reason I don't believe that is because the Feedback Hub, when you go there, every time there has been a big problem, It's always been reported for a long time, which means the insider program testing, for example, works. It works. It gives you all the details of everything that's wrong. It gives you all the details of the rants of the users that what they don't like. But they just don't see it. That is where it's the problem. It's not, a lot of people think that because it's regular users that it's not, it's not as good. That's not what I see when I see all of the things that have been reported. What I see is simply Microsoft completely in the dark, not seeing all the feedback. And they release something with a broken whatever, and then there's like, oh, well, their side thinks it's broken. Yeah, we've been telling you for 6 months. Who the hell is actually looking at the feedback and wants to really do something about it, This is such a mess in the way that they're doing it. It's the way that it's done, and it's sad because it drives users crazy at some point. And you just, look at it and you're like, yeah, so another problem here and another thing there. And a video telling us how fantastic the work they've done on the start menu. And you're like, yeah, that's what I see all the time on my channel for sure, that people are like, woohoo, this is the best Windows ever. Yeah, I see a lot of enthusiastic people that like it. I do like it too. I see a lot of people on the opposite. They're like, I would have enjoyed having possibilities of changing stuff, which is legit. I mean, if you don't like the start menu there, you should have ways to customize more than actually they're giving us right now. Microsoft is, I think, there's too many people just missing out and not talking to each other. And at some point, it's like, yep, you didn't see that for 6 months we ranted at this, and that now it's here, and now everybody's not happy. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.